everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English, and I'm Nina.
And I'm Matt. Today we're talking about the smallest country in the world.
Ooh, I wonder what that is. But I do know that the biggest country in the world is Russia, right?
Yeah, that's right. And actually, the second biggest is the country I'm from, Canada.
Yes, Canada is very big.
Very big, but not a lot of people.
Not a lot of people. So it's like if you want to go to like the next supermarket, if you're out, out there, then it might be quite a drive.
You need a car, yeah.
You need a car, to get around. It's not like in Taiwan, you just go downstairs, there's a 7-Eleven everywhere.
It's not as convenient at all.
Yeah, okay. And smaller countries, what are some smaller countries that you can think of?
So smallest country in the world must be Disneyland, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's an actual country, but what's the smallest recognized country in the world?
Pretty sure it's the Vatican, or Vatican City as it's called.
Okay. Have you been there?
I have actually. They didn't let me stay a night there, but I did walk around and do a tour of the Vatican, and it's so small. It's such a small country that it's actually surrounded by the city of Rome in Italy.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how long does it take to see this whole country?
To see the whole country? I mean, they only let the tourists into like some parts of it, so I think it only took like an hour or two.
Oh, really?
But you don't get, there's lots of it they don't let you see.
Oh, I see. Okay, so today we're going to learn a bit more about the smallest country in the world. In this case, we're talking about Sealand.
Sealand?
Yeah, I've actually never heard of Sealand, but I'm looking forward to learning a bit more about it.
Yep, so am I. So let's learn some more about Sealand.
All right.
Did you ever want to have a noble title? Now, for the right price, you can. You can become a lord, lady, or even higher title of the Principality of Sealand.
Okay, let's talk about the smallest country in the world, Sealand, and this is part 1.
All right, let's get into our article. Did you ever want to have a noble title? Now, for the right price, you can.
I wonder, for the right price, meaning if you pay the right amount of money, you can get a noble title. Noble. Okay, so a noble title. Noble in this case, it's usually someone or of higher rank or title or position, right? So if you pay enough money, you can have that noble title.
Yeah, I think it's someone who's maybe born into the upper class, so that their parents were also noble, and then they are also noble, and they would all have noble titles. So title is a word that is used to show someone's position or place in society. So it might be like something like in the army, you'll have someone like a sergeant, someone, that's their title. You could even have someone who's the king, like King George. His title is king.
Oh yeah, and title can also just mean like, for example, a title of a story or an article, right? So the name of that. Okay. And then we were saying how with the right price, you can get a noble title. So price is the amount of money that you pay for something, right? Okay, so maybe if you usually have to be born into a noble title, in this case, they're saying that with the right price, you can be someone with a noble title.
So they're saying that you can buy a noble title.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can become upper class just by spending enough money to make you noble.
Yeah, so an example sentence would be, the price of oil has risen sharply. Okay, so continuing with the story, you can become a lord, lady, or even higher title of the Principality of Sealand.
Wow, okay, so you can buy these titles, and the first one they mentioned there is the title of lord.
Yes.
So a lord is someone of the upper class. It's usually an old title that many people won't use anymore, but in older times in places like England, they had lords, and lords are people who belong to the upper class and are given this title to show that they are, they are noble, that they are above the other people. They are a lord.
Yeah, so a lord is for a male, right? Whereas for a female version, it would be a lady. I know we usually say like a lady as in a polite way to call a woman, right? So,
yeah, that's right. So unlike lord. We don't use lord anymore, really.
Yeah.
Nobody calls me a lord.
Yeah.
But you might politely say, oh, that lady over there.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say that lord over there anymore.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay, so another word there they said was principality. So this country, Sealand, is a principality, meaning that it's a country that is ruled by a prince. So there are several principalities that I know of in the world. So there's a country called Liechtenstein and another one called Monaco.
Okay.
And these are both also very small countries, some of the smallest countries in the world, and they're also ruled by princes.
Oh, wow, that's good to know.
So it seems, I said you could buy titles like Lord, Lady, or even higher. I wonder if I could become prince just by spending enough money.
I don't think it'd be that easy to become a prince, though. But
maybe if you spend enough, you can become king, and it will change to, it won't be a principality anymore, and everyone will call me King Matt of Sealand.
All right, I guess maybe give them an offer and see if that works.
See if I have enough money to buy it. The price hasn't gone up too much.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if I can get my own title, and I'd like to learn more about how this is possible, how a country can just sell titles like that, and about exactly how small this country is.
That's really cool. Let's find out more about Sealand after the break.
Sealand is a small independent nation. It's in the North Sea, just off the coast of Suffolk, England. However, it's not like any other country in the world. This tiny nation has no land or trees. It's actually an old sea fort. The British used it to shoot down German airplanes during World War II.
Welcome back. We are talking about the smallest country in the world, Sealand. So we've learned that this small country is a place where you can buy noble titles.
Yes, you could become a lord or a lady.
That's right, and we've also learned that it's a principality, meaning that it's a country whose leader is a prince.
Yes, and that Matt wants to maybe buy into the king title.
Yeah, if it's open, I think I could take it.
All right, let's learn more about Sealand. Sealand is a small independent nation. It's in the North Sea, just off the coast of Suffolk, England.
Okay, so it's pretty close there. It's just right near England, I think, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is an independent nation. Independent means that you are not depending on anything or anyone, right? You are, usually it means like by yourself. You are able to take care of yourself and you don't really have other people or things controlling you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for example, I'm an independent woman and I don't need a man.
That's very good. All right, so we're talking about an independent nation. So a nation meaning the same as a country. So for example, the nation that I come from is Canada.
Yes.
So and when we're talking about these two words together, an independent nation.
Yes.
So sometimes there'll be a country which is, or a place which is a part of another country which might want to become an independent nation. One example is from where I'm from in Canada, there's a large French-speaking area called Quebec.
Yes.
And when I was young, many people in Quebec wanted to make an independent nation. So they had a vote 2 times when I was very young, and both times they decided to not become an independent nation but stay a part of Canada.
I see. Oh, do you agree with that?
I think it's up to the people in Quebec to choose whether they would like to or not like to be a part of Canada.
Yeah, there might be like some good parts or bad parts in whether or not they're a part of Canada, right? So also like the word nation is similar to country, right? Just like when you make it into an adjective, we say national, right? So when you say there's a national competition, it's of the country, right? So the next word is coast, and coast is the land next to or close to the sea. For example, the south coast of Portugal is beautiful because it's just a huge, huge beach that people love going to for vacation.
Is it? Okay, I went to Portugal, but I didn't make it to the south coast.
Ah, that's a shame. Algarve, that's what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, Algarve. Continuing.
I also like going to the east coast of Taiwan is very nice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Continuing with the article, however, it's not like any other country in the world. This tiny nation has no land or trees. It's actually an old sea fort. No land or trees. That doesn't seem like a nice country to live in.
That's so weird. I mean, people probably don't live there, huh?
Well, I guess
maybe it's just for tourists. Okay, let's find out.
So it's actually an old sea fort. So a fort is a noun, and a fort means a building or structure that is built in a way that's very strong to protect it from being attacked. So usually a fort is used by the army or military, and it's something that should be strong, and in this case it's a sea fort, so it means that it is out on the sea.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's kind of like an island of its own. All right, continuing. The British used it to shoot down German airplanes during World War II.
Wow, some interesting history of the sea fort. So
yeah,
I wonder if you are from Sealand now, if you are a person from Sealand, do you say that they participated in the Second World War?
That's probably. That's interesting.
Were they a country that participated?
Yeah, I wonder if people actually live there, but most likely not because it's just the fort, right?
So that's interesting. They said to shoot down. So to shoot down, meaning that they were shooting at the airplanes and causing the airplanes to come down from the sky and probably crash. So to shoot down from the skies.
Yeah, so that's actually really cool that they call it Sealand, considering that it doesn't actually have any land whatsoever.
But it does have sea. So.
Yes. All right. Maybe it should be called Sea Fort.
Sea Fort might. Yeah. Maybe you should talk to the prince there. Give him some advice on changing it to Sea Fort.
Well, you'll be the king, so you do the talking.
Okay.
All right. We learned more about the smallest country in the world, Sealand, today, and I hope you learned with us as well.
Did you ever want to have a noble title? Now, for the right price, you can. You can become a lord, lady, or even higher title of the Principality of Sealand. Sealand is a small independent nation. It's in the North Sea, just off the coast of Suffolk, England. However, it's not like any other country in the world. This tiny nation has no land or trees. It's actually an old sea fort. The British used it to shoot down German airplanes during World War II.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 title 名词头衔。What's his title? Doctor or professor? 他的头衔是什么？是博士还是教授？下一个单字 price 名词价钱价格。The price of houses is falling. 房价正在下跌。下一个单字 lady 名词夫人，指的是英国女性王室成员的尊称。She is a friend of Lady Monica's. 她是 Monica 夫人的朋友。最后一个单字 independent 形容词独立的。When did the United States become independent? 美国是什么时候独立的？接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 Did you ever 加动词，你以前曾经做过某件事吗？ Did 是 do 跟 does 的过去式，那么 ever 是副词，表示曾经从来。我们来看看这个例句。Did you ever skip class? 你以前曾翘课过吗？ Skip class 就是翘课。下一个文法 Off the coast of place 某地的外海。Off 在这里是介系词，表示靠近、附近。Coast 就是名词，表示海岸。我们来看看这个例句。
What are you doing? There's a huge typhoon off the coast of Taiwan.
I'm prepared.
What?
Don't worry, the typhoon is gonna pass.
What?
最后一个文法 shoot down 击落射下 shoot 的三态是 shoot shot shot 我们来看看这个例句 Tony shot down 5 enemy planes during the war 在战争中 Tony 击落了5架敌机以 以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Hi, I'm Josh.
I'm Carolyn.
Today we're going to be playing Word Drop. We each have 3 cards with words or phrases on them. We don't know what they are, and we're going to have to try and weave that into a casual conversation. And most importantly, maybe even a sensical conversation.
We'll try.
Yeah, all right, challenge accepted. Let's get this done. Take us down the conversation road.
Okay. I remember when I was working in restaurants in New York, and I was in charge of reservations. Sometimes when I was calling people back to confirm their reservation, I'd have to be really careful about how I address them, because you can say Miss, Mrs., but sometimes they might have a title like doctor.
Yeah, that can definitely throw a spanner in the works. I worked in a restaurant as well. I worked at one in Japan when I was 19. I was there on a working holiday. And I was making no money at all. It was my first time sort of living out of home, and I was working there. And in fact, I used to take the leftover food and put it in my pockets and hide it, and then take it home with me and heat up to eat later. And now that I think about it, I might be wrong, but at the time, I felt very independent. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of independent, it's interesting moving to Asia as an adult, because I lived in the States, for so long, and when I moved to Asia, I was, already an adult. I had already lived a lot of my life, but I think there's like a change that happens when you move to another place. Like I felt like I was a more mature lady.
Yeah, I was definitely a mature boy now since living in Asia, and I'm having a great time. And in fact, I just go shopping a lot. I like to experience the different things, but I always get scared if it's a bad price.
It's a bad price. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, I think the thing in terms of price that I get really hung up on is travel. Like I feel like I'll spend money on food, I'll spend money on clothes, but I really have to think about it if I'm going to travel. Like for example, I've always wanted to go to Penghu, which is off the coast of Taiwan.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty sweet place to go to. There's so many places I want to go, so many places I want to see. It can often be hard recommending it to friends to try and get a bunch of people to come and go together. And when I say, let's go here, let's go there, they more often than not shoot down my ideas.
Really?
Oh, I can't stand it.
Oh no.
Yeah, why can't we just pack our bags, go? Why do we need to choose the right place? Let's just choose one.